just wait for this to go live. Give me a second.
Yes, I know it's sometimes can be slow.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining another episode of the Love Fruit podcast. And today we're also going to be live on Facebook. So thank you for watching over there. We have a really excellent guest today who has a great story and is involved in a fantastic event as well. And that's Wendy van der Grinten. And she is the founder of the Dutch Fruit Festival. And I'm sure we'll hear a bit more about that. But hopefully, before we do that, we'll also hear more about her story of how she has moved towards this kind of diet and lifestyle and the benefits it's had for her. So Wendy, firstly, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, Ronnie, thanks very much for having me. It's an honor to share information with you and everybody listening.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And the first question I think maybe a lot of people will have is, what is your story? You know, how did you end up doing this diet that a lot of people feel is so extreme and different? What was it that led you down this path?
Well, actually, it was my toddler's idea. I have a son. He was 2.5 at that time. And the reason that I found the raw vegan or fruitarian way of life is because I was interested in detox, and I never really understood that. I was interested in it because I've had numbers of health issues for about 20 years of my life. So I was trying to heal them for about like 20, let me think, 25 years because it started when I was 10. And in my opinion, I tried everything, like every regular medicine and every alternative medicine. And at that time I thought, okay, the only thing that I can do is change my diet. Mm-hmm. Because I tried so much, I thought, okay, there's got to be something else. So I was looking into diet, and then first I skipped the gluten, and I skipped all the E numbers, all the chemicals. And from there I went paleo. So I went without any grains and legumes. I tried to be a vegetarian and vegan 3 times, but I had a really hard time doing that because they told me I had to eat more grains, which my body apparently doesn't digest. Mm-hmm. So at one point I heard about fasting, about eating only fruit, eating only liquid for a period of time. So like a juice fast. And I was curious, like, why would someone do that? Why would you do 40 days of juice fast? What is this? And I was breastfeeding at the time. My toddler, my kid, he was 2.5. And everybody said, you can't do a detox when you are breastfeeding. And so I was on this semi-healthy diet where I was still eating some meat twice a week, like only in the evening, and no grains and loads of vegetables and fruits. And I was having fruits for breakfast. And this was all my doing. I didn't know there was such a thing as a, fruit diet or something. I didn't know of that. It was just me believing that nature provides for us all the foods that we need, and believing that the more raw foods, everything. So that's what I thought. Like, I've always thought that since I was 10, and that's how I way of eating. And I was a little afraid of doing a real detox because everybody says you can't do it. And I was breastfeeding, but he was already 2.5, and I tried to quit breastfeeding for a couple of times, and he didn't want to quit. So it was like only in the evening. He was still a little bit drinking with me, and I thought, it's not a baby. Maybe I should just do it. And I went 3 weeks on liquids. And I did that in January 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I started at the 31st of December because I couldn't wait for the next day to happen. And after those 3 weeks, I felt so good, and it wasn't raw. It was just liquid. So soup, smoothie, and juice. I didn't have a juicer. I just, orange juice. And I felt so good that I thought, why would I, go back to eat normal? Like they tell you that you're supposed to build up, eat some rice, try some meat, and I thought, why? And then I went on Google and I just looked for detox. Can you do that? Is it safe? Can I eat more fruits only and vegan diet? And then my little toddler clicked on some of the movie, like all the way down on YouTube, you have all the proposals, and he scrolled down, and I was like, no, don't touch my mouse. And he clicked on this eye. like don't click on the eye. I'm not interested in this eye. And so he clicked on the eye, and there was this guy, and he was telling me about iridology, and that in your eye you can see how your lymph system is working, and your lymph system is your waste system, and if you get rid of the waste, your body is cleaner and there's less pain and less symptoms. And I thought, wow, okay, I knew this. Why didn't I think of that before? Because I did some course back in 2003, like really long time ago. I thought, wow, yeah. And then he started talking about grapes and about this lady. Apparently the eye was from that lady, and she went on grapes only for 52 days, and she had stage 4 cancer. That was the story. And after the 52 days, apparently her pictures showed that the tumor had shrunk. And no, so they showed the pictures in the movie, and I thought, okay, wow, if that's helping for stage 4 cancer, maybe it's helping for me. It's probably helping for me. And he was going on about grapes and the good quantities of grapes and why it is helping. And I thought, okay, I'm on this grape whatever supplement now for 4 months. It's kind of helping me gain more energy. Wow, what if I would just cut all the other food? It's not about adding more grapes to your life. It's about cutting all the rubbish food in your life. And so you can utilize everything that is in the grapes in this case. And I thought, well, let's just give it a go. And yeah, the next day I was on fruit.
The next day you were on fruit.
Yeah, the next day I was on fruit.
And what?
Because I was listening.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, because I was listening to the chemicals, in grapes, for example, resveratrol, and this supplement. I don't believe in supplements really, and I didn't believe in supplements back then. Like only, when you really need them for a short period of time, because otherwise you get dependent on the supplements, and I don't believe that we're supposed to live on supplements. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to eat the supplement, I want to know exactly what is in there. I studied how the liver works. I studied about heavy metal detox. I mean, I did all that in my study because I'm also a natural therapist. And I just really wanted to know everything about it. And because I knew what was in the supplement, and I heard on the video that the same things are in whole, fresh, raw grapes, it just made sense. It just like clicked.
Yeah.
And that's what gave me the motivation to to do that, because I was so tired of all this pain and inflammation and all these symptoms that I had to do something, because I I could barely open my eyes in the morning, and I was so stressed that I couldn't fall asleep. I was too stressed to sleep, and I had these heart palpitations, and I had inflammation in my leg, and I had thrush with my kid coming back. That's like a kind of candida fungus that grows on your skin, and if you have it really bad, it gets in your bloodstream and it gets in your milk, and that hurts a lot if you're breastfeeding. So that was coming back all the time. I was struggling with that. So there were all these terrible symptoms besides not sleeping. I have pelvic instability. So that's a kind of, you're hypermobile, and it means that your joints are not sticking together, which really makes your joints and your muscles like hurt most of the time. And at that time, I was only able to go up the stairs once a day, to go to my bed, and down the stairs once a day, to come down and try to live. So at that point, I was really ready to try anything. And well, that video gave me the motivation, and I'm still very grateful for little Kian that to click on the eye, because that's what made me do it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what would you say were your challenges in changing to the kind of lifestyle you're on? Did you do it quite quickly, or did you take time with it?
Yeah, so I was very confident that this was my way to me whole of February to use Google and YouTube. And that this was in the beginning of March that I found the video, or Kian found the video. So I had like 5 weeks of preparation to find a Robert Morse, which was this video about. I didn't find for Lyra Christina until later. So the people I found, it was more about therapists, vegan people, things like that. So I wasn't totally convinced, except for this one video, but that convinced me to go in the diet. So what I was struggling with, the sugar highs, I must say, or the insulin lows, or how do you say that? Because I went on fruit, and my adrenals must have been really bad, and I knew that already for like a whole year or something, or more than a year, that my adrenals were super bad and my hormonal system was out of balance. It has been for 20 years, like I said. So I already knew that. My challenge was, when I ate, I felt okay, and then after 1 hour and a half, I would start like shaking a bit, like I need sugar. So when I eat fruit only in the beginning, I had to have something for every 1 hour and a half. Every 1 hour and a half, I had to eat or drink or have something, because I was just like shaking. And I thought, oh, I didn't know that my insulin levels were this unstable. But, I thought, I believe in what I was doing, and I continued. Occasionally, I think I still had some other food, but I really don't remember exactly what it was, because it must have been like one bite from Johan, who's my partner. Johan's plate, like, give me one bite. But I didn't feel like having other foods, because I was feeling lighter after this, after 3 months on semi detox, not raw, but semi detox.
Yeah.
So this every half an hour eating something slowly went away, like 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks, it became better. And after 6 weeks, that stuff kind of solved. I sweat a lot and it smelled really weird, and that was bothering me a lot too. So that's the second thing that was a little bit of a challenge. So I spent a lot of time washing myself.
Hmm.
But I felt good. I thought like shit's coming out.
Right.
I mean, it's got to come out, right?
Right.
So, and overall, after the 6 weeks, when these like sugar highs and lows went into a little more stable position, I thought, hey, I feel really good actually. I have more energy. I can actually sleep a little bit at night. And the good thing was, Kian, so my little one, he he joined me in the vegan diet, almost raw, not 100%. So we gave him some cooked broccoli and stuff like that. So, but he was full of allergies and reacting to food and waking up every time we gave him something wrong. He would wake up middle of the night like 10 times. That was not helping, I must say. But he went on the diet, almost on the diet with me, and this guy just slept. From the day I gave him fruits and veggies only fruits and veggies, he was sleeping. And for a mom who hasn't slept for almost 3 years, that was amazing. It was such a relief to finally be able to sleep. And I thought, oh my God, this is my confirmation that I need that we're doing the right thing here.
Yeah.
Because he was enjoying his food and he was finally sleeping. His belly wasn't complaining. So yeah, that wasn't really a challenge, more a relief, but I'm just adding it in here, right? I think for all moms with kids who have stomach or intestinal issues, it's such a good thing. Kids want fruits and veggies. I mean, they always, if you put a lot of stuff in front of them when they're young, that's what they take. And
Yeah.
if you read all the books, any book on moving babies to solid foods, it always says try banana first.
Right.
So yeah, I was like, okay, wow, now I get it. Okay, wow, I'm sleeping. So yeah, so we had some challenges and we had some positive sides. I think later in the diet there were more challenges. Do you want to hear about them?
Yeah, of course.
So after the 6 weeks, I heard that a lot of people were doing this intermittent fasting, like making your night while you sleep a dry fast
Right.
to get those adrenals working again and to get the waste out through your kidneys to filter out through the kidneys. And I thought, okay, how am I going to do that if I'm eating, every hour and a half? And I was also thirsty like all the time. Can you imagine? I was having like watermelons and grapes like all day, watermelons, grapes, and orange juice. And I was still thirsty.
Right, right, right.
So at night, I wake up and I drink water. And I was still like occasionally breastfeeding just to get the kid to sleep every now and then. Because when I say he finally slept, I meant that he slept longer than 45 minutes. He was actually sleeping 3.5 hours and then 2 blocks of 1.5 hour, which is better than loads of blocks of 45 minutes, right?
Hmm.
So I woke up and always around 3 and 4 o'clock, I would feel thirsty. So I would still drink. And I thought, okay, this kidney stuff, this kidney filtration, I need that because I want to lose all the toxins. So that's when I tried to not drink and eat at night, and only from the time that I went to sleep until I woke up. So I tried to sleep from around 11 in the evening and woke up around 8. So that was my first intermittent dry fasting. People would say, oh, that's normal. You're sleeping. But, I wasn't. I was drinking at night. So that's what I started. And it felt hard for me because I was thirsty all the time. But also this slowly got better and better. And I think when I was 3 months in it, so that probably another 6 to 7 weeks, I just didn't feel thirsty at night anymore or thirsty in the evening. And I was just, when I woke up, I wasn't thirsty. So I could just wait until like 9 or 10 when I felt like it, and then started drinking and eating. And also, then I was able to stick to more or less regular meals. And I felt normal. Like I felt like a normal human being again, like having 3 meals or 4 meals a day, drinking only during the day. When it's hot, I could sleep better. I was like, wow, my life is back. And what changed that the change that I noticed also then was my brain fog, because I got brain fog when I was pregnant, and my brain was so bad that if I had like a regular book and I would read the first paragraph, once I got to the end of the page, I couldn't remember what the paragraph, you know, exactly was about.
Yeah.
That would it would get better and worse, but it was so terrible when I was pregnant, and it got better over time. But I only noticed that I felt normal after those 3 months into this detoxing lifestyle. And I must say, I went pretty strict from the beginning. So I went really strict. And then after those 3 months, we went on holiday. We went to England, and it was very cold there, especially in my little tent at night, and then also breastfeeding and occasionally not really breastfeeding, but waking up and just trying to calm down the child to get back to sleep. Yeah, when it was a little bit colder, and I did feel the challenge to not eat warm foods. So I made some like broth, like veggie broth, and I occasionally put some warm veggies in there. But immediately I felt more tired the next day. So I tried that, and I think, okay, this is not working. And then maybe like a couple of days or a week later, I tried it again, and it was like, no, it's not working. So I went back to 100% raw, and especially from the beginning, I did a lot of fruit. So I felt attracted to fruit, and there was my brain was very supportive. What I was thinking was very supportive, because I remember my mom giving us watermelon. At the end of the day, after your big barbecue, you can have a slice of watermelon kind of thing. And then you can always have like only one slice. And with this, I thought, wow, this diet is great. I'm buying this watermelon. I can eat it whole. Like the whole thing is going to be mine. Oh my God. My watermelon. So that were the things that I was thinking to myself, and looking back, that really helped. Like I was really making this fun for myself, like not how do you keep up, but wow, this is my melon. I always wanted this. I can eat the whole thing. And yes, I had a lot of melon bellies, but I learned how to deal with them. So for everybody who doesn't know melon belly, that is when you eat too much watermelon and it blows up, and you feel stomach pain. But it helps when you hold like warm water against it and just sit quiet for a few minutes, and it'll go away. Yeah, so well, that's not really a challenge, but yeah, it happened a lot.
Yeah, no, it is for sure.
And I was still at that time, so I found Robert Morse's videos, and I think I went through all 300 of them that I could find. Not the ones in the beginning, but somewhere around like 87 to in the 300s. And every day I would listen to it, and I don't really know why. I was very interested, but I would just have it on the background, and I think that supported me a lot, because I was just constantly hearing what I was supposed to eat, and what what all the symptoms mean, and that if you have challenges like I had cravings, like terrible cravings for raw fish and raw meat.
Mm-hmm.
Like my brain would go haywire if I would go on the market and I saw like all the dead animals. And I know it sounds crazy and people are going to laugh, but my a part of my brain would, like very conscious, would say, ugh, you're never going to eat that. And my willpower would say that. And then was this other half of my body that was like screaming, like, eat it, take it now. I was like, oh, what's happening here? And I was very interested in why that was. And I was just thinking, my gut flora with all the bacteria and parasites and whatever is living there has been living off starches, cheese, cornflakes, and milk for 15 years, because that was what I grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably still wanting that. And
Yeah, yeah.
before I went on the detox, so before January 2016, I believed that everything raw was good for you. So yeah, I eat a lot of raw fish. Yeah, well, now I think I was crazy, but back then that made sense. And I think, okay, so I have something living inside of me that still wants to eat that's sending signals to my brain. And whatever it is, if it is the candida or some bacteria or whatever, I don't know, but it's just gonna have to die and leave. And I was very interested in how to do that, and I tried to go on juice fast. I was still remembering a lot of these videos about juice fasting, and I thought, okay, just clean out the gut. And I was I had a really hard time getting on a juice fast. I could do orange juice for 3 days. Like every week, I would start on Sunday and then Monday. And then on Wednesday afternoon, I was like, oh, just eat one bite. Okay, I can't do this. And my teeth would hurt. And I would just go to the toilet and it was just acid burning that came out. Like on that Wednesday morning, like acids would just, So all my bowel movements were more or less just orange acid, and that hurt. So then I started eating again, and I thought, okay, it's not that bad. You can eat fruit. Fruit's also good. And I would at that point incorporate salads. So that was about 6 months in the diet. I feel attracted to lettuces and leaves and watercress and all different kind of crosses, really.
Yeah.
And spinach, like baby spinach. So I was very attracted to that. And then I gave myself a treat. I went to this slow juice store and I got myself an angel juicer. So with all accessories. And I thought, no, we can do that. We're going to do this juice fast. And so slowly I began to juice other things than oranges, and it turned out that didn't hurt so bad in the toilet. And I was able to get grapes in September, and it took me from September 1st to September 15th to do, like, actually go through the whole day on juice, and then all different kind of juices. And then like one orange or one mango, or I would still eat, but like one. And then on September 15th, I was able to go on grape juice. We had grapes in our garden. I know somebody who had like a garden full of grapes, and I had boxes, like these black cement boxes, like full. We have 3 of them, like full stacked grapes, only black tiny grapes. So I went full on, and I did that from 15th of September to 15th of October.
Wow.
And yeah, and then I must say, I know that you are not a fan, but after that I found the Master First system, and I know that you're not a fan because it's not raw. I know a lot of people aren't fans, But began to run out of fresh grapes and tired of juicing so much that it was really good that I found it, because then I could go to the store and remember that I still remembered that grape supplement I was on, which was also not 100% raw, which was also helping me.
Mm-hmm.
So I added the cooked grape juice to bridge like days in the car, or stuff like that. So when you can't juice and you don't want to quit your juice fast, I tried water, but I just couldn't handle drinking water with something in it for longer. I felt tired. I thought I needed the energy somehow from some sugar. And so I did in total 44 days of juice. And then I went eating for a couple of days and weeks again. And I flew to Curacao and had a lot of papaya and coconut water. And then it was December again. And then January 2017, I did another 34 days of juice. And then like 2 weeks eating, 2 weeks juice, 2 weeks eating, 2 weeks juice. And went on that. And the eating, I made like every like dish that I remember from cooked, I tried to make it raw. So I really dove into the recipes, and that was when I was starting to really enjoy the lifestyle, you know, like making crackers and making all those things. So that's basically my story.
Excellent. Well, it's a big journey. And what do you do now? Like, what does your diet look like now on a daily basis?
So now, I have water with lemon juice for breakfast, or somewhere between 10:30 and 1:30, and then I have oranges all day. And in the evening we have iceberg, tomatoes, and some dates. And I'm a very happy person who loves simple and mono-mealing.
Mm-hmm.
When I was back in the Netherlands, where it was colder, I must say I was eating my flaxseed crackers almost every day. So I was a little high in fat. And I think that I had a lot of avocados too. Not daily, but still a lot of avocados. Occasionally I would feel drawn to them, and then I would leave them out because avocados are fat too, right?
Right.
And I go to the markets. Usually I go to the markets on Wednesday, and I just buy what is cheap. So when they have a fresh, what do you call that? They get like a new stock.
Yeah.
When they're not very often, I take mangoes. So, and the same goes for prunes or cherries or persimmons or anything. But what me personally, Johan joined, by the way, he joined our diet, and Kian also. What I notice is I need still a lot of, I'm very thirsty very fast. I still need a lot of fruits with high water content. So I go really well on the grapes and on the oranges and on any melons. So if I have like the stone fruits where they have the seeds in the middle, like peach, prunes, apricots, I feel like I haven't eaten enough. And then I have to remind myself that it's water that I need and not more food. And I have to consciously remind myself. Otherwise, I get distracted and start to eat stuff from all over the place. And I feel full and not satisfied. And then I'm lost. Let's say, then I want cooked food, or, then I'm looking at other stuff that's not so good for you. So that's what my diet's like. And I let this very strict way of eating go. Where are we now? summer of 2019. Okay, now I've been on heavy detox with loads of juice fasts for long enough, and it's time to do what I feel like and enjoy. And if I'm not 100% raw, it's not going to kill me. But I must say it's not so difficult for me to eat this way unless I'm eating with other people. Like if I'm eating with other people, like they make like really good vegan recipe, I'm like I could try that. And yeah, so that's when I have some struggles on it. But most of the time, well, let's say 99% of the time, I'm very good at telling myself that I am happy with orange juice and things like that. When there is...
What kind of quantities, Wendy, when you're talking about orange juice or oranges each day, how much do you eat?
So I think that's about 20 oranges.
Right.
And they vary in size here. Maybe I should try the video to show you. Shall I try the video to see if that's...
Yeah, if you like.
I think we're good. The Wi-Fi is very good for us, right? It's still...
Sure.
Oh, it says you have disabled it. Can you undisable me or something?
The video.
Yeah. I'll get my oranges. I already have them here. By the way, if I juice the oranges, and this is what I've done regularly for the last 3.5 years, is 1 liter of orange juice, basically.
You should be able to start your own video now.
Oranges, then I buy grapes and I juice the grapes, or sometimes apples or pears, because, you know, in the Netherlands, they're always available and you can almost always get them cheap and ripe. So, but for me, ripe is so important, more important than organic, because if it's unripe, it can be just as organic if you like, but then I don't feel satisfied, and I feel I'm thinking about other foods. I feel I want something else. I need something. And now I'm on this farm, and all the oranges are, you know, nobody did anything with these trees for the last 13 years. So they must be really good. Oh, I'm here. Can you see me?
Yes, I can now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So some oranges are like this. Some are like this. And yeah, but we also have. So this is what I got today.
Oh wow.
So this is going to be finished probably in 1 hour. And yeah, this is what I'm using. They smell really nice. And we also have lemons here. Let me see if this is okay. So let me get the oranges again. So look how this tiny one, I'm probably not that good. And this is like the regular one. There are, I think this is a Valencia kind. So then people know what size it is. And now look at the lemons.
Oh wow.
It's bigger than the oranges.
Yeah, it's huge.
And you know, like sometimes you have these lemons that they're really sour, of course. All lemons are, but these have kind of a sweet taste to them. So, and I'm bringing like loads of them to the Netherlands because nobody's doing anything with the lemons here. So everyone coming to the Dutch Fruit Festival is gonna enjoy it. But if you want, I probably can save $1 and bring it to the UK. What do you think?
Wow, yeah, it'd be really interesting to taste them.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just there are so many lemon trees here. Nobody wants the lemons.
Oh wow.
Like no, because they're all imported from Africa. So this is all farms, and it's full of oranges and lemons. But we cannot go to the neighbors. But nobody eats them, and you're just rotting on the ground. So
Is
I
this in
feel really
Spain?
good.
Is this in
Yeah, it's
Spain?
in Spain.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes,
Brilliant.
yeah, in Spain. It's in Andalusia. It is. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, let's get on to talking about what you're doing quite soon with the Dutch Fruit Festival and your journey of starting that and making that happen. So, firstly, when is it and where is it and what is the idea behind your event?
Okay, yeah. So the Dutch Fruit Festival is taking place for the first time, and it's going to be located in the south of the Netherlands, a little bit southeast of Eindhoven,
Mhm.
and we've we've got this amazing venue. I must say, it's a private property where normally it's they have like a holiday houses on there,
Right.
and they're recently renovated, so it's like a part of the festival. People who come from like very far with the airplane, and you're, I don't know, tired or whatever, you have your luxurious home. Every place has 6 beds in 2 beds in one room, and we have a kitchen per house, and there is this common room, one building, where there'll be presentations, and yeah, we got some guests, some of the similar ones in the UK, and some other people as well, um, who come to share their story, and come to share about nutrition, about detox, about fasting. But I think also about how, and this is what I said before, how raw fresh fruits and vegetables have the most energy. That's really what I believe, literally from photons from the sun, but also like energetically in more a spiritual way. And because that's me, and because that I believe that, I invited some guests who believe the same thing, and will explain more about how you can really utilize your energy in your body. So for example, we're having simple yoga, which is a way to improve your energy work in your body, but also breath work, and simple things as visualization. Yeah, we're going a little bit more into the technical stuff, how it works, and how you can be in control
Mhm.
of your mind and your body and your cravings, especially, and to prevent these things, to prevent you from running to the market and buying those fish like I had, or yeah, something like that. And
And
yeah, we'll be working on willpower as well, like how to use it in your way.
and
So
can
yeah,
you
I
let
think that's special.
what about some of the other there's some speakers that will be at your event and some people that will be teaching about a raw diet and other things?
Yeah, yeah. So you want to know who we've got, of course, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we've got Louise Koch.
Oh yes.
So so she's from Denmark, and she ran the fresh fruit festival in Denmark before, together with Peter. So Louise is coming, and she of course will has so many experiences. Like I think she's on 10 years now.
Hmm.
Um, so she has more experience than me. And so we got James Webington also coming,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and he's the kayaker. I think you've met him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's longer on the diet than me, and he's like put up some real athletic, um how do you say that, very
Achievements.
good,
Yeah,
yes, achievements, that's what I mean, achievements,
yeah.
like very high achievements
Yeah.
on the diet. And he's bringing also Katya, that's
Uh-huh.
his friend, and Katya is also kayaking, and she's doing ultra marathons now. But besides that, she's like really, she knows the chemicals and the substances and the vitamins, and she's really good in biochemistry in the body as well. So I really love that about her, because I can talk about that, but I think she can do that part. And she's helping a lot of clients as well for a longer period of time with with illnesses that really kill people, to heal them on this diet. So I'm very glad that she wants to share that with us. And there's Grant coming, Grant Campbell, so he runs ultra marathons and his retreats in Australia. And so he'll be running with us. So that's very cool. I'm very happy to do that. And I know that he does barefoot running. He doesn't focus on it, but I know that a lot of Dutch people are very interested in running on barefoot shoes or barefoot. And I mean, I've tried it, and I can do it now after also like 4 years. But it was a challenge to get there, and that'll be interesting to hear from him. So then, of course, Roger King's coming, and I know that he's your friend, and I know I met him in the UK, and he was, I don't know how, but when I came up with this idea, we were just chatting about it, and he said, I don't know if I want to come. I said, you have to come, Roger. How he teaches about self-love and how to really enjoy your life and be more compassionate. And if you feel more compassion, your life is more fulfilled. And I think that what we're all looking for, to just thrive and feel fulfilled in our life. So I'm super glad that he'll be coming to the Netherlands and sharing how we can do that, and just showing. He's just showing that, right? He's just showing that. That's I love that. So he'll be available for people who need a little bit of coaching, so that whenever you feel there's something emotional thing.
So you can
go there.
Yes, you've got an excellent lineup of very experienced people with this lifestyle. What about the accommodation option? What can people camp there? Do they have rooms, or how does it work?
Yeah, so we have the rooms. Okay. It's 2 or 3 people a room, and the rooms are huge. So if people are like, oh, I have 3 kids, if you bring 3 mattresses for the kids, they can just stay with you in the room. We don't have extra beds, but it's really huge because of the fact that they're built also for people who are disabled. So if you come with a wheelchair, you can maneuver everywhere. Also in the kitchen, there's like lower everything, which is nice for kids too. Lower kitchen.
It's frozen for a little bit.
Meditation, sports, and there's grass for tents. There's a swimming pool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very nice, and we got these nice what do you call them? Tarp, we call them. Like you hang up these cloth, and there's like a terrace and tables, and everything's I think it's very nice. If I knew I was doing a retreat, I would held it there. But now it's more like a small festival. But that's okay. It's really good. So if you want to go for the luxurious option, we still have some available. Not we're pretty full already, which I'm really glad. But we still have it. So there's still some rooms.
Still some
and and the grass.
What's the dates of the festival?
Oh, it's 13th to 15th, but we added an extra day, so an extra evening for the 12th. So if you really want the full experience, come on the 12th, Friday the 12th in the afternoon, and you'll have an extra meal, and we're going to do some intentions. So we're going to set the intentions for people who are like into this spiritual stuff a little bit more, and really want to know like, what's love attraction like? How do I how do I stay on track. And I love to do meditations. That's when you really want to come on Friday.
Excellent.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah, and I almost forgot. So I didn't say that we also have Jesse. You know Jesse
oh yeah, Jesse
Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich.
Like yeah. So they were doing the Raw cruise some while ago together with Ronnie, and like she's
That's
amazing. Like
yeah. It sounds like a very exciting weekend. And how do people find out more about it? Is there a page, a website? Should they
yeah.
phone you or
So we
message?
have yeah. You can phone me also. That's also fine. You can also WhatsApp me. That'll be great. Yeah, so we have this website, dutchfruitfestival.nl from the Netherlands. And there, of course, we have a Facebook page. It's not so much on the Facebook page, but you can find the URL. And if there's something you want to know or you have questions, feel free to email us. That's Wendy at dutchfruitfestival.nl. Especially if you speak Dutch, you want to address me personally, because I'm having some help with a volunteer, and she's from the United States, so she's doing the English reading and replies here and there, so it's not just 100% me. You can email her at mail@dutchfruitfestival.nl as well.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I think every other detail is on the website. My phone number is there if you want to WhatsApp me. But email is the way to go, I guess. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thanks for letting us knowing more about that. And we've really covered a lot today in your story. But what would be your final tips for people who are looking to, try and adopt this lifestyle? What would be your tips for them?
Yeah, my tip. So number one is set your intention. Write down your goal. What do you want to achieve? Write that down and remind yourself by putting it up on your mirror or rereading it, and focus on that. Whenever some issue comes up, you want to eat cooked, or you don't believe that sugar is good for you, or you think you need some chemical thing to kill off some bacteria, I really recommend then to remember your goal and dive into the research. Find on the internet, find the experts, read the 80-10-10 book or the Robert Morse Detox book, and there are more of these books and videos. Do your research, and otherwise, if you don't know where to find the information, just come to one of our festivals. I think that'll be like a really good advice. We'll
Excellent.
teach you there. You can meet people at the festival, and then they'll be your friends. They'll be your friends forever. You can support each other. So you have your goal, you have your knowledge, and you have friends who do the same to keep you on track. That's really the key points.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Wendy. And if anyone is interested in finding out more, you can search for Dutch Fruit Festival on Facebook, on Google, and I'm sure it will come up. And you can speak to Wendy and send her your questions. And definitely, if you're looking to learn more about this lifestyle, that is the place to go. And especially everyone who's in Netherlands should definitely get there, or some of the surrounding countries as well. As a lot of people are very nearby. These events are very life-changing. They always attract fantastic people, and you'll have a really life-changing, life-affirming time. And the people that you've got going speaking are fantastic as well. So excellent. Well, thank you very much, Wendy. And that's the end of our broadcast today in the Love Fruit podcast. You can check out more at fruitfest.co.uk/podcast, or find them all on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, other places like that. But for now, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Okay, and we're just going to end the live feed now. So thank you for watching us on Facebook. And if you want to share this video with other people, or add someone below or comment, then thanks for doing that, and thanks for joining us today.